What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track back with another video. Day late recording. I was actually at the Coldplay concert at Gillette Stadium uh, all like last night, so I just didn't have time to record, quite frankly. But we are back on a Wednesday edition of our best bets and drivers to watch for. I'm just ready to get back to a normal track. We've had road courses. We had a super speedway at Atlanta. So in my opinion, I'm just ready to get back to an intermediate. I know Dover is a very unique track, one that I'm excited for. Could be some weather that could play a little bit of a factor, but overall, it's just good to be back on a traditional, if you will, style track, one that has a great history like Dover. So excited to be this weekend at Dover, both for Xfinity and Cup. But you guys know we just talk Cup. Before I get into the bets, trying to do this more. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button down below if you have not. I appreciate it, obviously, and the channel continues to grow. We've had some cool content recently as I've had more time to record additional stuff. So if you like motorsports, if you like NASCAR, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like what you're watching and you're excited to win some money, hit that like button as well. But with that, we will get right into it. Sort of a larger card this week. I'm going to start with a prop play. Hold on one sec. Okay. Going to start with a prop play. And this is a top Ford. And it is Chris Buescher. I'm seeing right around plus 550. Let me see if I can get the number on DraftKings. That was via Action Network. Let's get the most up-to-date number for you on the DraftKings sports book. And as I'm getting this up, the reason I feel like we should be targeting Chris Buescher is the fact top Chevy, top Ford, Chris Buescher plus 500. So tied with Logano, he's also at plus 500. Now, Ryan Blaney for top Ford is minus 115. And to me, the second best Ford out there is Chris Buescher. He's been the fastest guy, second to Blaney at, I would say, the majority of tracks this year, the majority of track types as well. And I love, love, love Blaney this week. He is one of the guys that I'm going to target for a outright money line, but he's a huge favorite for the top Ford, and we know how Ryan Blaney's season has went. It's boom or bust. A lot of unlucky moments for the guy this year. We saw one last week. He gets run up into the dirt in Sonoma, and that's just kind of where Ryan Blaney's at this year. He's got speed, but oftentimes it's a mistake. He gets wrecked by somebody else. He falls into somebody else's mistake. That's just what has happened for Ryan Blaney this year. And to me, I look at the board. You look at Logano plus 500, Buescher plus 500, Brad plus 800, Priest, Barry, Cindric, all 10 to 1. So a lot of value on pretty much anybody besides Ryan Blaney. This is a tough track. It takes out a lot of contenders most years. Just there's usually a big wreck. Somebody hits the wall hard at Dover. So if Ryan Blaney gets caught up in that, there's value on the board for whoever that second fiddle Ford is. I think it's Buescher. I'll talk though about Blaney. We'll move to outrights. Ryan Blaney. Yeah, I feel like you got to be betting this guy. I talk about the bad luck, and again, it could happen. We kind of have that hedge bet of Buescher, top Ford. But he's led 55 laps here in the next gen era. He led over 45 here last year. Average starting position of 3 at this track. We know how damn good he's been on the long run this year. This is a tough track. It's a wheelman's track. Blaney is good at it. He's in, one of the top guys in driver rating at this track. Had a lot of speed last year. Brings the speed pretty much everywhere we go. And to me, to get Ryan Blaney outright right around 6 to 1, actually 7 to 1 is the number. Good value. Good value. You get a top, 5 easy car, the fastest Ford. You just got to hope that he doesn't get tangled up in anybody else's crap. Here's another guy that I am very high on. And, a lot has to do with the fact, where is he? 25 to 1. A lot has to do with the fact that this is a feeling bet. but I feel like this race could get a bit messy. Weather, like I said, could play a factor. Um, you know, when you look at, first of all, we have not been on an intermediate style racetrack in like a month. We've had road courses. We had a super speedway. So it's kind of been a little bit since we've seen like a traditional, I know this isn't a mile and a half, but a tough wheelman intermediate style high horsepower track like a Dover. And to me, maybe people get a little over aggressive. The playoffs are right around the corner. Maybe guys do things they might not normally do if they're racing for points, trying to go for wins. I think if this race gets messy like Texas did, this is where Logano falls right into place and steals one. He's been overall in his career pretty solid at this track. Not one of his best tracks, but he's won here in his career, obviously. And like I said, when you look at Logano and, what he's been, he kind of wins these crazy, crazy races where a lot of things go wrong for other guys and he steals one. This, to me, I could see a Logano, back into a win, if you will, coming this Sunday. And 25-1, I feel like that's a pretty good number to get Joey Logano at. Um, I think you have to look at Denny. I don't love the number right now at 5-1. I think that maybe could shift, especially since he'll probably be qualifying. I don't know, outside the top or the final eight, maybe based on like some metrics. So I think hopefully that number shifts a little bit. Maybe he's not as good as people think he is in practice. That number slips, but overall, I think you have to look at Denny Hamlin. I'm going to wait right now, but I think when it's all said and done, I'll be looking at Denny Hamlin. Now, there's two ways you go with the next bet. If you have winning team, which I tend to on Rhode Island Sportsbook, I'm looking at Hendrick. You've got Larson, you've got Bowman, you've got Elliott, all exceptional race car drivers here. If you actually look at average finish in the next gen era here, driver rating in the next gen era here, number three of active drivers is Alex Bowman. Number four is Chase Elliott. William Byron is up there in the top 10. And of course, Kyle Larson with a top five and two top tens here. Doesn't always has an average start of 14, which is interesting. But solid race car driver here, has not won here in the next gen era, but again, high in the driver rating, has led laps. How many did he lead here last year? He led 39 laps last year and had 53, which was the second highest percentage of the fastest laps. That's via iFantasyRacing.com or iFantasyRace.com and what Ryan does. And so overall, right, if you bet Hendrick, it's probably going to be around plus 200. Larson, Bowman, Elliott, Byron, like it a lot. A lot of people have been talking about SVG recently, how damn good he's been. I feel like we've forgotten the name Larson because he's been a little slump since the Indy 500. So I feel like overall it could be a huge, huge day for Larson. Would not, be upset if you target him as an outright, but I like more value on Hendrick. I think the other way you could play this is Chevy winning manufacturer, which would be plus 100, so even money essentially. And that also would guarantee you Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, two guys that Ross has been exceptional here in the next gen era, and Kyle Busch was great here last year. Speaking of Kyle Busch, let's play him for a top 10. Incredible here last year. Had a really fast car, started on the pole, average running position of 5, 26 of the fastest laps in the race. He's coming off back-to-back top 10s. This, to me, is when you want to ride KFB, when he's on a little bit of a hot streak. Pretty much right around this time last year, leading up to the playoffs, is when he started to catch fire a little bit to end the year. So just saying, maybe they've got some things. Maybe Kyle's in the right headspace. He's been winning a lot in like the late model thing he does at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So I feel like his confidence is in a good spot. RCR has shown some speed in certain instances, and KFB has done a couple good driving, great drives rather. The last two road course races, 5th and a 10th place finish. So KFB, I like him for a top 10. Let's get the most up-to-date number on that for you. I think it's even money. Minus 115, but you can shop around. You can probably find that even money for a top 10 for Kyle. Ricky Stenhouse, top 10, plus 330. He's the 11th best. He's got the 11th best driver rating at this track. Has a top 10 here in the next gen. Was running really good here last year. Scored points in both of the stages. I think he ended up finishing well outside. Where did he end up finishing? Yeah, he got wrecked out. So finished 35th, but had a really good average running position of 15. Started 10th. Has had a top 10 in the next gen era here. And one of the things about Stenhouse has been good in his career. Again, 11th best driver rating at the track among active drivers. So usually where Stenhouse is good at a certain track, it usually carries over. He's usually good at Dega. He stays good at Dega. History says he's good at Darlington. He's stayed good at Darlington. Iowa, as soon as that came onto the scene last year, top 10 for Stenhouse. Bristol, even Bristol Dirt. You know, when something suits Stenhouse well, which is kind of these unique style tracks, Bristol, Darlington, Iowa, Talladega, like he often runs pretty well. So Stenhouse right around plus 350 for a top 10 is a good bet. And then the final top 10, plus 600, 6 to 1 on DraftKings, is Noah Gragson for a top 10. I do not like betting on Noah Gragson, but he is really, really good at unique style tracks. Let's see if I can find this. What would the FanDuel number on this be for a top 10? It's probably right around the same, but I know like sometimes FanDuel does some crazy top 10s. Do we have a top 10? No, they only have a top 5. I wouldn't bet that, but maybe we can get a good gauge on what it would be. So his top 5 is 34 to 1. So yeah, he's probably like, I don't know, 10 to 1. I mean, he has higher odds. SVG has top 5, 19 to 1. And Gregson's 34 to 1. So almost double. So it just shows you, I mean, Gregson obviously undervalued here, plus 400 for the top 10 on Action Network as it shows. But again, DraftKings has him at 6. So I don't like betting on him, but he is good at unique tracks. In the Xfinity Series, Darlington, Dover, Homestead, all tracks he was really good at. He had a great run here last year. Average running position just under 13. Obviously, we know he's been abysmal, but when intermediate style tracks are actually where he's had 2 of his best 3 finishes this year. So the high speed tracks, and again, I know this is unique. I wouldn't call it an intermediate. It's kind of a tweener, if you will, wheelman's track, I like to say. But high horsepower. Somehow Gregson's been good, even in a front row Ford. So I think there's value, especially at 6 to 1. To keep an eye on the field FanDuel number, because that again could probably be close to 10 to 1. And Gregson, again, experienced, feels good, feels confident on the unique style tracks. I like Gregson. So Busher, top Ford, Logano, Blaney, Hendrick, Denny for kind of the outrights, if you will. Though I'd throw Hendrick in kind of that prop, if you will. And then Gregson, Stenhouse, KFB, top 10s. That's what I've got for you right now. But always the final card, Johnny on the Track on Action Network, at JOTT_podcast on X. Want to know what you guys think? Thoughts in the comment section down below. Who you targeting? Who you betting? What do we expect for Dover this week? Am I crazy for betting on Logano? Let me know in the comment section down below. Give this video a like. Goes a long way for the channel. And please, please, please subscribe for more content if you like what we're doing. If you like NASCAR, if you like betting, hit that subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching. Plenty of new stuff. We've got a gaming video about the new NASCAR 25 game. I had a video about SVG. That is all there. Make sure you check those videos out as well. But as I always like to say, to end tonight, let's go win some money. See you next time.